Oh no! It's the last call on all Folk and Dagger merch because we're moving on to Subliminal Space merch soon. Well, fret not, listener, because you have until April 29th to get anything from PleaseStopShopping.com with code PST10 for 10% off. That includes all our shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. So go check out PleaseStopShopping.com and take a look at the Folk and Dagger campaign collection before it's gone forever and use PST10 for 10% off. Enjoy the fucking show. It's been 1 minute. I can say fuck now. Okay, play us in.
I'm in my little recording space.
Oh my god, that went everywhere. No! Fuck.
Oh,
but you're spilling stuff?
God. Oh my god,
Sorry,
no way.
I was okay. I was.
Welcome to the podcast.
Nightmare.
Oh, welcome to the podcast.
Oh wait, we started?
Okay? Yeah. Wait, Cameron, are you okay?
Okay, yeah. So what happened is I went to close my curtain because the sun was going into my eyes, and then I fucking knocked over a bunch of magic cards, and then they fell into my empty bowl that I just ate cereal out of. So now there's a fucking. I've got an island that's covered in milk.
You have a milky island.
Yeah.
Oh
fucking
God.
Cameron, now they're just fucking vintage. Now they're like elementary school playing cards.
Dude, I have got a time warp that's warped by fucking water. Like, I dropped it in a puddle when I was 11.
That's fucked up.
So I think it's just limited edition, honestly.
The milk's a bonus. You get a card and a treat.
No.
Yeah,
Dude,
vintage
fucking no.
Vintage milk.
Do all my grocery shopping at the Goodwill. Buying secondhand food.
Hey, say, Brendan, how do you pay for that?
Before we started, everybody here, I have a JonTron debit card. To explain, like, back, like, if this would have been like 8 years ago.
I almost don't want you to
How is it not
explain.
expired by now?
Okay.
Too long ago.
I will explain. I've had this JonTron debit card since 2014. I took a picture of JonTron that said "Summer of Me and the Beach," like I named it, and I changed the metadata, and I uploaded it to my bank, and they were like, "Yeah, this is fine, this is cool." And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then eventually I was like, I need to get my debit card changed. I need the picture changed. So in like 2016, I went and I tried to change it to like
2016 is an interesting time for you to have made that
decision. I mean, yeah, obviously I was like, oh man, you know, I'm thinking in 4 years, 4 or 5 years, I can't wait to experience January 6th. But for now,
Oh my god.
I need to change my debit card picture. So I got a like stock photo and I tried to change it. And they were like, yeah, it's approved. They sent me a new card. It's the JonTron card again. Okay. So I go in and I just try to, order a generic one. They send me one. It's the JonTron card again. For the last like 5-6 years, I've sent in 6 to 7 different requests to get a new card, and all with different pictures. Generic ones. I have called twice. Every single time they send me a new card, I've called and asked them to send me one that doesn't have that picture on it. Every single time they send me back this fucking JonTron debit card.
Dude, there might be somebody like.
So if you ever see
just
a JonTron credit card, please return to Brendan at
Iowa.place.
That's all of Iowa.
Yeah, I'm the one guy in Iowa. I'm the corn man. I walk through the corn mazes. I'm the guy who haunts them.
Gentrify Iowa, am I right?
Brendan absolutely flashbanged me with that in Colorado.
I did. I was like, yo, Corbin, check this out. It's part of me wants to like almost keep it now because it is like the most cursed card.
It's such a relic.
It's vintage.
It's such a cool relic.
No, we were just sitting at a restaurant and he just slides his debit card over to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is Brendan going to pay for me? And I pick it up and I look at it. And I just stare back up at him. He's just smirking with like an evil grin.
And in that moment,
it was exactly like the American Psycho, like fucking business card. Like I wanted to like just push it over.
Corbin went from thinking that like, whoa, Brendan's gonna pay for my meal to thinking, oh my god, he could pay for anything. This is priceless.
Oh, what is it? What is it? You have a platinum black card? Sorry, JonTron debit card. When am I going to make my own version
Oh
of
my
the
God.
Spoonie movie so that a nostalgia critic can review it and yell, "Is that a JonTron debit card?"
Dude, I was gonna reference the same fucking thing, god damn it. We have the same brain cell. We literally just got off a fucking painhole recording and our brains are just fucking melded. It's awful. I keep thinking about wrestling or some shit.
Hurricane run off the top rope.
Yeah, exactly.
5-star
Shit like
frog
that.
splash.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
Naming wrestling moves.
Wrestling, dude.
5-star
5-star frog. Rob Van Dam does a 5-star frog splash.
Oh my god.
Oh
He
my
points his
god.
thumbs at himself and he yells, "Rob Van Dam."
Cool.
See,
Anyway.
this is what it's like talking to him. Like,
This is what
At
it's like
all
when I'm not
times, it's
subdued.
always-
I don't get into Discord calls like this. I get in this for like painhole and like prepping for anything else. I'm
we're not
sorry.
doing I'm sorry, but we're not doing painhole right now.
This is.
Are we?
Wait, what?
This is like just a big painhole, but no game.
Yeah.
I've got a big pain hole.
Oh, you guys not playing video games?
I mean, I just have you guys on in the background.
Yeah.
I just listen to this while I'm studying.
I'm playing GTA roleplay. I just keep muting.
I legitimately finished a Halo Infinite Legendary playthrough like an hour before this.
Oh, so you're cranked.
Brendan, you have infected me with wrestling because the other weekend when I was at the bar, I kept showing people videos of Orange Cassidy, and then they go, "I don't get it," and I go, "No, it's funny, trust me," and then they just refuse
they
to
laugh?
understand.
Dude, he wrestles
No.
they laugh.
with his hands in his pockets. He dresses up like the Drive guy, and he only watches the Fast and the Furious. That's his whole character.
Do you mean Ryan Gosling?
I don't know his name.
Yeah,
The guy
does-
from
does
Drive.
Does he have the fucking jacket?
He has like a denim jacket.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
Literally me.
Me when I watch Drive, and that encapsulates my full personality.
It's
but then I have to
me.
watch the Batman, and I download a new personality.
Oh my god. Does anybody
So,
have
Mandy,
a
do you
story?
want to
Segue.
Please
do
move
you want to
us-
talk about
move us away.
the camping story? Or
Oh, no,
should I tell you
Brendan's
about
segueing.
Gangrel?
Brendan's segueing.
I just said
Oh.
segue. That's the in.
Well, I want to know what Gangrel was
Oh
about.
boy. Okay. Is everyone else here like up to date on Gangrel lore?
Not
No.
fully.
No.
I know it's a cat.
Also, just the listeners have no fucking idea what a gangrel
Yeah,
is.
I know.
I'm
That's
gonna
like-
look
what-
like the
it up.
wrestler
I find-
Gangrel,
I
right?
find that funny. So
Yeah.
so like I mean I mainly just asked like you guys because the only fun part of the story really is just like how it all started. So like is everyone else here like cat pilled in that regard?
Fucking got Bubby.
Yeah.
Just
What
built
does that
Bubby.
mean?
I built Bubby a
It's fine.
6'7"
It's
cat
fine.
tree
It-
today.
Whoa.
It's a big cat tree, and we got it for free because
Oh,
Petco fucked up.
Yo, fuck Petco.
So Gangrel is my cat. 10 actually named them. So I fucking it was my birthday and I wake up and I'm fucking feeling like shit because the night before we were all drinking and I had a huge hangover and I walk out into the front and like stare at the sun and let it bleed into my eyes so I can feel something and then I look over to my right and in the neighbor's in the neighbor's front yard there's this dinky little fucking cat. Little shit must be like, I don't know, more than they gotta be less than like 6 weeks old. This little thing is just an absolute little shitter. And I'm thinking, oh, a stray. I'm gonna walk over anyway. I'm gonna see if I can befriend it. And this thing like has one look at me, starts purring louder than I've ever heard any cat purr in my life, and like sprints over to me. And like fucking leaps into my hands.
So the cat chose you.
Yeah, the cat fucking chose me. And it was birthday, and I just like I felt bad because I was like, shit, either this is a stray or this is someone else's cat, but I feel like this cat just fucking chose me. I take him back. I hang with him a little bit, and I'm starting to think to myself because we have a catio in the back of the house I was at the time. I put him out there, just have him chilling while I try to figure out what I'm gonna do about this because I'm debating whether I want to like put up flyers to be like lost cat, they are friendly, smile, or if I just want to like hold on to them. I start asking around, and almost immediately the neighbor next to us where the cat was comes over, and she's like super chatty and gossipy. Like house mom, soccer mom, like browses Facebook all the time kind of person. You know?
Soccer
Right.
mom, white soccer
And-
mom.
Yeah. She comes over and she's like, "Oh no, I talked to the neighbors who have that kitten. They like," and she tells me that they apparently what they'll just do is they just like, "Oh, this cat's being annoying. We're going to take them and put them in the garage, and they're gonna be there. And we're gonna turn off the lights. That's just gonna be there." And the cat kept escaping, and I got angry. So they would just like leave the cat in the garage or just leave them outside and the cat would fucking fend for themselves. This baby kitten.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And like, no, dude, it's not, it's worse than you think because we have owls and like coyotes and like strays. Like the fact that this little shit was alive shocked me. And like, clearly they were hungry and like lonely because they fucking sprinted towards me and they were fucking like purring and like, clearly that was partially because they're hungry. But like I like cat. So I get really mad and I schedule like a vet appointment the next day. I take them over there and they're like, "No, there's no chip. We have no idea." So I just lie to the doctor and say, "Yeah, I just found them. I don't know who it belongs to." And that's my cat now. I go next week. I had Gangrel chipped as like a power move. So if they ever ask, it's like, no, this is
I had my cat
Oh
chipped
my
as
God.
a power move.
yeah.
Oh my
they
God.
never
A
chipped the
power
fucking
move
cat.
against who? Your cat or
No,
your
a power move
neighbors?
against
No,
the neighbors who bought the
neighbors.
cat and then treated the cat like shit. It's my
Are you
cat
listening,
now.
David?
No, I don't. Not really. I'm terrible
For
at
legal
listening.
reasons.
What
I did.
the?
No, because I have AD. I have ADD, and I sometimes I listen,
I have
and then my
ADD, so I
my
don't pay
eyes
attention
glaze.
to my own podcast.
David be like, "My story anyway."
My eyes glaze over, and I just fucking ascend. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, at least it's safe now, right? You got Gangrel.
No, it's not. It's with Julian.
Gangle is great.
All I've learned
Julian,
is that
Whenever we first fucking discovered the cat, and like before we knew it was mine or anything, and even now it's like there are some people who will ask for like Gangrel updates every so often just because
Yeah, because Gangrel updates are fucking significant to the server. If there's no more Gangrel updates, we'll know you'll die. You'll have died. Like, I'm not gonna believe if you put up a bot that sends Gangrel updates when you die. I'm not gonna believe that you're dead yet.
yeah, I would assume not because my Discord account would still be posting pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Of Gangrel.
It's just a
That's the
camera on a
only way we
lampstick.
communicate.
Are you saying that if I continue being active in any other way, but I stop posting pet pictures, you're going to think that I'm dead?
Yeah, wait. Also, are we just assuming that Gangrel is going to outlive Julian? Like,
yeah, that was kind of just
I-
assumption.
I think my
That's
biggest thing is
given.
when we get a lore update that Gangrel is also making Hanna-Barbera cartoon sounds like Julian does in real life. That's when I'm afraid for Gangrel.
You can actually hear Gangrel in the background right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Jesus Christ, that's a loud one.
Yeah.
Thinking about how we can spin the Gangrel lore post updates into a creepypasta where the camera is just taking pictures of Gangrel and slowly new pictures are like moving over across the room and you just see Julian's dead body there.
is there
Just make it Marble Hornets.
Yeah.
Is there an SDK
Yo!
entry for Gangrel?
Speaking of dying, how did you? How did you almost die?
That's so
at
natural.
camp?
David, if you cut that whole thing, which would be a fair
Oh
decision.
my God, Julian, you're being way too worried. Stop worrying.
I
We're
know, I'm
recording. Worry afterwards.
Okay, I'm
gonna
sorry.
beat the shit out of you. I'm in your walls. I'm breaking you in half.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm gonna
opening
start
up your
punching
fucking
every wall to
chest.
get you out of there.
I'm gonna crack you open and make it fucking omelet with your insides. Okay?
I want to see a scene of someone hiding in walls and someone else just punching the walls.
Dude,
to try
like
to
the
get
movie
out.
The Boy, but instead of like a sad mom, it's like a 6'7", like 350 pound
I thought-
bodybuilder who's just
wait.
punching the fucking walls open.
Are you talking about the boy, the Bram's the boy, the fucking movie about the guy living in the walls?
I am now.
Oh,
Yes,
Braun.
I fucking
Brahms, whatever his name is.
Bram's
Yeah.
the boy.
That movie would be
Brahms,
so
yeah.
much better if it was like a huge Winchester style puzzle house and it was like a bodybuilder trying to get the dude out of the walls.
Did they ever make a fucking horror? They did. It was called Winchester. Never mind.
Didn't they make it The Boy too somehow?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's called The Boys.
Brahms no, it's called Brahms the Boys.
Nice. I hate you.
I stole that from you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Cameron, what were you gonna? Cameron, we cut you off. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say like I just realized like I want to take this opportunity to complain about something in my real life.
Boy.
Let's go.
So-
Cameron complain corner.
Women.
Yeah, this is complain moment. This is a complain moment. I don't get a lot of these.
This is a women moment.
So like I've been playing Magic the Gathering. I've been getting into that with like my IRL friends,
And I
we've
dropped
been
all my
doing these,
cards.
Like, no, Jesus Christ, that's not a story. So we've been like going to the local game store to like buy cards. Like for every Monday, we do it on Mondays, and there's been this guy there who works there who's just been the most annoying like person to have to deal with. It makes me like want to change stores because every time we go in there, like one, he never remembers us. Like even though we've been in there like every week for like the last 2 months or so, he never remembers us. I think it's probably because we're all wearing masks, but like whatever. He always comes up to us like we take maybe like less than 5 minutes because we know what we want, we grab it and then we go buy. But he always, without a doubt, comes up and talks to us and tries to like he tells us. So on like card sleeves on the boxes at the bottom, it will like show you what the color of the sleeves will actually be like inside of the box. And without fail, every single time we go in, he picks up a box, comes over to us. He asks us like, "Oh, what are you guys looking for? Blah blah blah. What card games do you play?" And then he'll like, "Hey, do you see at the bottom of the box? This shows you which color like will be in the cards every single fucking time." And every time I'm like, "Yeah, no, I know. I've been here before." And he goes, "Oh, okay, cool. So like, you know, what kind of decks you guys gonna play and stuff?" I'm like, please, just leave me alone.
Dude, I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
The other time, I'm literally talking to a different guy. I hadn't seen him like the entire time. I was like, thank fucking God. I haven't been like accosted by this dude. And I'm literally about to buy. He comes up to his coworker and starts asking him about a stock question about something else. Literally, like, I was about to pay for it, and he stopped me from being able to pay for it by taking his coworker aside and being like, so, like, if you were to deal with this specific problem, and, like, I was standing there for 5 minutes waiting for this dude to, like, finish his conversation,
Dude,
and I just felt so shit for the other coworker because I could see him just fucking getting so mad at him.
Oh, he probably does that. Dude, he probably does that all the fucking time,
Yeah,
dude.
I got
Oh
the
my
feeling that he
God.
did that all the time. Oh, and he was so condescending as well to his like. There's like a woman that works there as well.
Oh no, it's all.
and
I just got bad vibes immediately.
And like I'm going to buy magic cards, and then she's like about to serve me normally, and then he goes up to her, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I can take over for you. Like I know about this." I was like, "Bro, really?"
Oh my God.
She doesn't know how to grab the fucking cards that are literally below the counter. What are you doing? Anyway, it's been
What
so
the
like
hell?
it's just been.
Dude,
I haven't like talked about it in so long, but it's just been awful experience every single time.
I've experienced kind of an inverse problem of that recently.
An inverse problem.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where it's like I keep frequenting this local game store in the area. Like a year ago, I don't know the details, but for some reason I was just going to this place and everyone seemed cool, but I wasn't a regular at that point. But one time I go in there and I notice that every single person working there has been replaced, which was strange. The entire workforce was just completely different people. And I was like, I'm curious, but I didn't think much of it. And I started getting buddy with the new employees because I was like going there more frequently. And it was like getting to the point wherever they were really busy and understaffed one night. And I just like was waiting for a while. So I just like, and I had spoken to them long enough that I kind of knew how the store worked. So I just like hopped into the back desk and started helping them sort games. And then like the manager comes in.
That's so weird.
The manager comes in, looks at me and is like, "You don't work here." And I'm like, "You don't care." And they shrug and they start telling me how to help.
What?
Oh my God.
That's so fucking weird. You're such a weirdo. You're such a weirdo.
So weird.
They shared
That's
pizza.
so weird.
They shared pizza with me that night. We were homies.
You're so fucking weird. What the fuck?
That is the most turn a jump the counter story I've ever heard has gone.
Yeah, so the thing is, they were caught for embezzlement. So
You're on the list.
So I had I think that store is cursed because this is twice now that the entire workforce has been completely replaced with new people. And,
what the fuck?
Julian, you ate tax-free pizza.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yo, that's awesome, bro.
Julian came over and was telling that story, but he'd not found out it was for embezzlement yet. And he goes, yeah, everyone just keeps disappearing, and now they're gone again.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I still don't know why they vanished the first time, but like this new workforce, like at one point I asked someone and they were just like, for professional reasons, I cannot really say, but for things they did, they're not here anymore. And then I asked like some newcomer who was there and they were like, oh yeah, they were just stealing. I was like, oh, cool.
What the fuck, man?
See, that's because the other people, the people who can't talk about it, are absolutely involved. Like,
they're totally involved. Oh my God.
They were like
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, everything I've said in this podcast is fake. But I mean, and alleged.
We didn't say where it was, so it doesn't
matter. And it was
matter.
all a dream.
I had a game store social faux pas recently that I was thinking about. Now that we're talking about game stores, so this one is not a like wholesome big chungus like Julian, or like awkward. It's awkward like Cameron's. Embezzlement's real big wholesome. I hate corporations.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
dude,
but it's the corporation doing the. Never mind.
So we have a local game store in my town, and I was pretty friendly with the owner because he used to come into my Best Buy store and like buy games. We'd talk. He'd come when I worked at GameStop. He used to come in there. And I hadn't heard from him in a while because, I quit retail and I was checking like their Twitter. Well, he got sick a little while ago and I was like, okay. And they just moved locations. So everything had kind of calmed down in the area. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go visit this store. It's been a while. I want to look at like original Xbox games. Thank you, Julian, by the way, for the Mountain Dew Xbox.
Yeah.
Very cool and very awesome.
Yeah.
So I went in to look for games and they were open again. They'd been closed since December when he got sick. They opened up again. I went in March. They opened up like at the beginning of March. And I walk in and I'm talking to the guy behind the counter and I was like, oh yeah, how is Jeff doing? The Twitter hasn't been updated in a while. And I was just wondering like where he's at today. The guy's like, oh, he's dead.
Jesus.
And I was like, what? Oh yeah, he passed away. It was like, he passed away. We don't have access to the Twitter. We're trying to get that fixed. But yeah, but we still got a great selection of games. And I'm like, whoa, bro, you just hit me with like a bomb and now you're trying to sell me shit?
Oh my God.
I still bought stuff there, but it was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like, whoa.
I was like, whoa. Shelby was with me and she just looks at me and she's just like, because I told her on the car ride over about this. I was like, yeah, he's sick. I wonder if he's there today. Like, I haven't like talked to him in a while from like I haven't been to the store for a while since it's been closed. It must be open again. So he must be doing better. No. He's dead.
Fucking
how do you never don't answer that.
It was just he had cancer. So.
Oh my fucking
God.
Jesus. What the fuck?
Why did I ask?
Yeah,
why did you ask?
Real awkward podcast moments, allegedly.
No,
cancer isn't real.
Allegedly
died. What do you mean?
No, but like, yeah, and then a new game store opened in town too.
Cancer.
And I hate the new game store because they won't let me look at the fucking discs before I buy them. The dude behind the counter was so rude to me. But he was like, I can show you them after you've bought them, or I can show you them, I guess, behind the counter, but I can't let you, like, look at them. And I'm like, dude, I worked at a video game store. Let me look at the fucking back of the discs.
Dude,
I just want to lick it. I just want to lick it.
Even for pre-owned?
Even for pre-owned.
That's so stupid.
Dude, this dude was like, no, we resurfaced them, so there's going to be no problems. And I'm like, are you stupid?
That's false information.
Listen, I don't know how they survive in that store. The back room of the new store is an arcade, and it plays the Crazy Frog song 24/7.
Oh my fucking
That's gotta ruin the discs.
That's gotta ruin the discs, and the employees have to have no fucking brain.
That's atmospheric degradation.
Yeah.
Good fucking god.
I bet they just straight up flushed the disc in the toilet.
Is that the new Stanford experiment?
Dude, I was
going on there?
just buying a copy of Furry Fighters on PS2. I just want to look and see if the disc is okay, please.
Did y'all ever rub a banana on your disc?
Yes, and peanut butter.
What?
Toothpaste
I don't
is the
think
one
I've
I
ever
always
seen it
heard
before.
about.
Toothpaste, peanut butter. When I was a
Are you
kid, I had a
guys
copy of
talking to
like
clean- You guys are
Oblivion.
talking to clean?
Yeah, to
disc?
clean the scratches
Yeah,
off.
it would buff out
What?
the scratches.
With a banana.
You
Is
rub
that-
a
does
banana
that
on it
work?
and then you flush it in
Yep.
the toilet.
Yeah,
Yep.
It actually works.
Is pasty and all. You know, the paste would like fill in the gaps. So like, if it wasn't a super
No.
deep crack, that would genuinely help sometimes.
No, the thing about it is it's acidic, so it wears away some of the plastic.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's not like it doesn't fill in the cracks of the plastic. What it does is for games that and CDs and DVDs that have scratches, it'll slowly wipe away a little bit of the plastic. That's why you leave the toothpaste set for like 30 minutes to an hour.
I'm glad that we have the GameStop employee here to set the record
Yeah,
straight.
I don't know how much I
did
did.
spread
no misinformation
on the internet.
here. No, that's
I
what
don't know if I
resurfacing
trust
machines
you.
do though, is they remove the top layer of the plastic to get rid of the scratches.
Yeah, I do know that. That's also why they don't work for deep scratches.
Yep, like if you put your fucking game in the Xbox 360 and move it and it burns a laser circle in.
I've done that.
I've done that.
Whenever you whenever you put any kind of Blu-ray disc in, because they're made of a different material and resurfacing machines do not work on those discs. Do not put a Blu-ray disc in a resurfacing machine. Everyone fucking does it. You are ruining your discs.
Well, yeah,
There goes
Blu-rays
my
are
Wednesday
really
afternoon.
It's
hard
already-
to scratch.
it's
I
already
know, but they
ruined. I'm gonna be
resurface them
honest.
anyway.
Yeah, it's just
If your Blu-ray disc is just already ruined, I feel like you can't do much. Oh my god!
What is
rumor.
Taking off?
Sorry, that was me.
David was starting up his
The fuck?
PC.
Dude, some dude on my street is just like on my street doing some fucking racing. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was me,
I live in
sorry.
a weird I'm like in a little residential area with
Wait.
a bunch of kids running
Wait,
around.
hold up. Is
There was a
that-
dog
is
barking
that-
way earlier.
Is that
Yeah,
not
dude,
normal for you guys? Do you not just have like speed racers in
have
your neighborhood
have
every
you
so
not
often?
seen
On my
No.
hill, they would die.
I live on a like tiny short street.
I live on a cul-de-sac, but on the
Goddamn.
main road. Actually, the cops here are super strict.
Speaking of dying, Mandy, how'd you die?
I mean, I didn't die, or maybe
Yeah.
I did. I guess this requires a bit more context to get to the central.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be real. If I lived half the wild shit that you've lived, and there's a point in time wherever I very well could have died, I would be questioning at this point.
This is not the closest I've gotten directly to dying, but this is like, this could have been very bad.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't remember the exact year it was. This was over a decade ago now. The only time point I have for it was that the Elder Scrolls Oblivion was hot. Oblivion was out. So maybe like 2000, between 2006 and like 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
something
feels
like
right.
that.
Yeah. So, and I know that because this was a scout camp. I don't remember which Boy Scout camp it was. I was in the Boy Scouts. We were at either Camp Bob Harden or it was somewhere in either North Carolina or Virginia or somewhere in that little corner. And when you have a scout camp, you have like your troop that goes there, but then you have like troops from several different regions come and like they just send upon the same campsite for that week, so you can earn your merit badges.
Oh, gotcha.
And I actually looked this up because it's really funny, but I didn't want to dox them, but it's okay. The troop across from us was, they were called Troop 501st. And the game Battlefront 2 had also come out like fairly recently, a few years before. And the fucking clone troopers in that were Troop 501st. And so we were like, oh, ha ha ha, it's like the clone troopers are next to us. The thing is, they were actually the most serious fucking Boy Scout troop I've encountered in my entire life. And I guess something happened to them because I looked online about them because I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't say the troop number. But it got dissolved and it was reformed in like 2014 or something.
What?
Yeah, the 2014 one is like a new Troop 501st. So the first one either disbanded or something happened to it. I tried to look at their old website and it got like, it's on like, you can't even, it's like deleted. So it says like, oh, we're Troop 501. And I clicked on it and it's like, this website's unavailable. And the new one is, oh, we're Troop 501st, like the Stars War.
Oh boy.
And so
they're
something
not
happened.
501st.
Well, they're the new one, I guess, but no, they're not. They're not the original ones we encountered. And I know we knew they were so hard because we had like a canoeing race at one point, like day 2 or something, where we were like, it's a little canoeing race. We were just laughing around, like bumping each other. One kid had like dropped his paddle in like the first 10 seconds of the race, so we weren't doing too hot. So we dedicated our run to fucking up 501st like race. And so we kept bumping their boat and laughing. And like we're like making the bend to come back towards the finish line, probably like 7th place by now. And one of their scoutmasters fucking runs out from the reeds into the water, like up to his knees.
Whoa.
And he starts screaming at them, "You failed! You failed! You failed!"
Whoa.
And he lays his hat down. And he's screaming how they failed.
Whoa!
Like, whoa!
Whoa!
But back then, of course, we didn't. Looking back, it was whoa. But at the time, we all started laughing because we're like, "Ha ha ha! We owned 501st."
They failed.
Because
They failed. They failed.
Exactly. Because our troop was a fucking mess. Sometimes you'll have like a central. Sometimes like they'll do Boy Scouts through your school. There's all sorts of little linchpins that it comes through. Ours was from our church group, and it was a casserole of mental illness
Oh my god.
and just weird kids, and I'm including myself.
Mental
Yeah,
illness.
I know.
The reason I remember,
Why am I getting deja
Yeah.
vu from this?
the reason I remember it's Oblivion was because we had this one kid named Benny, and he would just Oblivion had become his life. And when I say that, I mean like at night we would hear him screeching out in the woods, and he'd walk in by the campfire and just be like, "Hey, where were you at?" "I was making sacrifices to Shio Gorath."
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
The cat population in that area drastically went down.
Yeah, and we had 2 scoutmasters there. One was quiet psychopath. The other one was literally Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. Like he had like the mustache, he had the glasses. He was dead on Ned Flanders. And so he'd be saying things like, "All right, we're gonna talk about the Lord tonight." And Ben would be like, "You mean Lord Shiagorath?" Like, "No, Ben, we're not talking about him now." And so we took great pride in fucking up constantly, but still being able to style on 501st. Because they never like came to their campsite individually. They'd always come in like a unit. Like all 30 of them or whatever would all come in a straight line into their camp. You can never catch one of them alone. And so it'd be like, "Wow, Benny just beat them in the relay race. They must be real bad over there." But the central character of this is, I probably should use a different name. I'll call him Jimmy. Jimmy had always been quite slow. Like the kind where it's like immediately like something's up with him by how he talks and just the glassy look in his eyes. Like he'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? I want to talk about Dragon Ball," or something like that.
Okay.
And around this, he was at this point one of the older scouts, and he was starting to go through puberty. And what happened with this is that he was always just like he was going through like a goth phase, which was also strange.
Jimmy the Goth.
Yeah, but he was like, he had some sort of condition, but he was also goth,
Okay.
which is a lot already. Now put that in like a scout uniform.
Like me.
Yeah, so
You just
yeah,
like
it was
me
sort
for
of
real.
yeah, it was a
Like
lot.
me.
But it started kind of harmlessly when
How do you?
like most of the warning signs were taken as him just being kind of a weirdo.
I really don't like how you're describing this.
Well, he'd be like
Warning
in
signs.
church or something, and he'd be like, "Hey, like I have the deepest secrets in my cursed journal," and it was like,
What?
I think it was like a Death Note journal or something like that.
Fuck?
That's out.
And people would be like, "Oh, haha, that's." He'd be like, "Yeah, the secrets are so dark. They talk about the voices." I'm like, that's funny, Jimmy. And you go, like, you want to look at my journal? He talked about how scary the journal was, but he would show that thing to fucking like anybody.
He wanted
And so,
to allure
like-
people with the how scary it might
Yeah.
be.
What the fuck?
Yes, and so I of course looked in the journal one time, and it was like a billion dead stick figures, like people with devil horns, like shanking each other with like pitchforks. It's just like edgy stuff, but kind of from a slower lane.
Kids always do shit like that. Like it's whatever.
Oh yeah, but it was
I probably did that, you know.
Exactly. So he was not the first like edgelord I had met. If anything, it was really fucking funny at the time, because he'd just be like, "Oh, do you know about Super Saiyans?" I'm like, "No, I don't watch Dragon Ball really." He goes, "Well, I'm gonna reach Super Saiyan level 5,000." I'm like, "What?" And I remember that one specifically because we asked him like, "What's Super Saiyan level 5,000?" And he goes, "It gives you the power of the devil," and he would never elaborate on that.
Wait, does that mean the devil can beat Goku?
I don't know. He would just say that, like, it gives you the power of the devil. But he would tell us these stories about like the voices in his head and like these demons visiting him at night and stuff. And we thought they were fucking hilarious. So we started like, I was turning them into like City of Heroes quests. Like it's an MMO. You can make your own missions in it. Yeah, so I started making like quest lines based on the dreams he'd tell me about. Maybe like Jimmy needs to go into the sewers and like defeat this dragon and shit. But the thing is, during scout camp, he was getting different.
Oh.
Because when you go to scout camp, you don't have like a well, this one at least had like provided tents. I can't remember if we told the story about when we pushed Benny out in the lake once.
I don't think so.
Okay, well they're like a wooden kind of like pallet platform with like a tent on top of it, but it's a super thick and sturdy pallet. We had once taken the Oblivion kid and like lifted his tent while he was sleeping and like just pushed it out into the local pond, and it like floated. But anyways, so you pair up 2 scouts per tent, and I want to say slightly older than Jimmy. I was not too far away from an age, and I was like, I'll bunk with you, Jimmy. He's like, okay, because I kind of felt responsible for him in a weird way. I don't know how to put it, just because it's like I know people get weirded out by him, but it's like he's harmless.
Yeah.
So I thought.
Yeah.
God. Because like I had gone to a camp the year before and heard him like losing his mind during a thunderstorm and fright. So I'm like, he's fine. But when I first like went to bed, and like because you put your sleeping bag on top of like these 2 cots in the tent, I'm like starting to drift off to sleep, and then I hear next to me, I'm like, I look over, I'm like, maybe he's dreaming, and he's not dreaming. His eyes are completely open, and he's staring at the ceiling, just whispering to himself.
Oh my God.
Are the words illegible?
No, there was
not
too
hearing
quiet.
your name.
Yeah, it was
No,
loud.
it was
Azarath
too
Metreon Synthos.
it was too quiet.
Mandalore gaming,
But-
Mandalore gaming,
Oh God.
The thing is, I start counting, and I count 200, and he has not blinked yet.
Oh God.
He's just staring at the ceiling, whispering.
Oh my God.
So go, Jimmy, Jim, like, what are you talking about? And then he looks over at me, and he goes, I'm not here. I'm the demon.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Oh no.
and I'm like, and I go,
no.
oh, okay. And I just go off to sleep. And then the next day,
What? You fell asleep?
Dude, how are you?
of course I did.
Dude, that's him being like, the consequences of my actions don't matter. I'm the devil. Like,
Yeah, I'm just like, no, I'm like,
yeah, all right. Good night,
you
bro.
have to understand when he's clearly not correct. I didn't take much stake in it.
Right.
I went, whatever.
Oh
Hold
my
off.
fucking God.
You
And so
wake
we're
up
all,
and just everything's on fire.
You know, people are always like, oh, you guys are like, PSD is so superstitious, always talking about witches and shit. And then Mandy lives through stuff like this. It's like, of course we believe in
No,
witches.
dude.
Well, no.
Main character of the darkness.
Dude, I'll be real. This kid,
Yeah, it's Jimmy from the darkness.
I've experienced kids like this, like in middle school, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and they
not
like
this
and
intense.
honestly, so far, I mean, I don't know if I'd love to be proven wrong, but I'd be intrigued to know if I'm proven wrong soon. But like usually, the kids would just like act fucking weird to get attention.
Yeah.
It was like,
exactly. That's
this
exactly what he's
sounds like a
doing.
kid desperately like trying to get attention by appearing fucked up, you know?
Which is what we thought. It's like I was a year or two older than him. He was maybe, I don't know, 14, 15-ish. He was in that range where it's like, oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm speaking from experience. I was bitches. That was me at the time too.
You were bitches. You were out there fucking talking Latin.
My quirk
talking
was
Latin,
that I was just
using your shit for.
I tried to act like the biggest dumbass possible so that I could get people to laugh, and it never worked. But like,
what changed?
I had a notebook that had a list of people that I wanted to kill in it when I was that age. So.
Oh yeah, Miss Murder. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, mine is just lame. Y'all have at least funny ones.
Stick figures killing each other, list of bullies.
That's what this sounds like. I do not think this is supernatural.
Well, it goes.
Okay.
We wake up at Revelry.
Oh no.
You hear fucking Camp Revelry, which is like at 5:45 a.m. and they play this loud ass trumpet through loudspeakers throughout the entire camp. I wake up, Jimmy's missing. He's not next to me. And I come out, and one of the 501st guys is walking over with like 4 of his goons behind him because they always move in fucking groups. And he goes, whichever one of you did that, you're gonna be in fucking trouble, even trashing our campsite and all this stuff. And we're like, why do they care about picking up sticks? And it's like, oh, right, it's fucking 501st. But they had this big... like it looked like someone tried to make like a Blair Witch looking like totem in their campsite, but it wasn't correct. So, like, it looked like a pile of trash, but just had like weird leaves and shit impaled on it. And so of course I'm like, oh my god, Benny, I'm so tired of your Oblivion bullshit. And he goes, that is not one of the pyres I made to my god.
Oh my god.
And so we're all pissed at him because we think he's the one doing it. Because he doesn't stop talking about Oblivion. And so as this day is going on, we find weird little like totems and shit around. And he's saying stuff like, I didn't make that for Mayroon's Dagon. It wasn't me. But he'd also say like, that one over there is mine. And so...
What the fuck? Dude, what is
I'll be real, that lends him more
What
credence,
is-
you know? Like, I'd believe him after that. Like, clearly
Well, the thing is,
he wants to tell you
that
which
was
ones
the
are his
problem.
work.
What we realized is that Jimmy was trying to make like weird devil totems for attention, but we kept thinking they were weird fucking Oblivion things that Benny was making because he had been making those already. And Jimmy was getting really irritated by this, but he wasn't telling us that he did it. So he'd say things like, I feel a dark energy coming from this one. It was not him. I'm like, no, Jimmy, this is fucking him.
Oh my god.
And so we had 2 suspects. So the 501st was blaming another kid who we called the deodorizer, which was not even from our camp. We just encountered him sometimes. But we call him the deodorizer because he was a very large child, and the first time we saw him, he wandered between both ours and the 501st campsite without a shirt, applied deodorant directly under his man boobs, and then burped loudly. So he would just kind of like wander around. If you tried to talk to him, he'd just burp at you and then go, ha ha, and laugh and walk off.
Okay.
See, that's who Benny summoned.
Yeah, I never heard a word from the fucking deodorizer that wasn't a burp.
I've never been in the fucking Boy Scouts, so this is like living vicariously through you, and I don't know, man. This is fucking insanity.
Boy Scouts is mainly really
Jesus
fucking
fucking
boring, and then you have
Christ.
campouts where things just go fucking nuts. But anyway, so they're
it's a
shifting
lot.
blame between either Benny or the deodorizer. And as we're walking back to camp, I think for doing merit badge classes, oh my god, yeah, we had the same one, which I think was some sort of, it wasn't wilderness survival. I can't remember the merit badge, but I remember when you're going back, he goes, "Hey, you want to learn about the demon?" I'm like, okay. And he goes, the demon is British and lives in a castle.
No, stop. Stop. You can't say that. You can't just say the demon is British. Dude.
No, that's how he opened it. I'm like, okay, what else? He goes, he drives a nice Lamborghini.
Me when I talk about my dad.
Doesn't even.
Yeah, like he said the demon was in his head, but the demon was also like living in Britain.
Oh my god, dude! Do you remember? Okay, do you guys this really specific thing that was like really big in the art world and the fucking car world? Like when it was just like weird demons driving cars and their heads and eyes were like popping out.
I've
Do you know
never
what I'm
heard of
talking
this.
about?
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Like it was just like an artist that would just draw like these fucking weird creatures driving like sports cars. In my head, that's what I'm imagining it is.
like the
without
Rob Zombie, like the Dracula,
Yeah, Rob Zombie.
like the
Rob
Super
Zombie,
Beasto. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Exactly. That's like when you said the demon is British and he's driving a Lamborghini. That's exactly what I imagined.
Oh god,
My fucking god!
I'm
dude.
sure whatever he came up was being influenced by some kind of media he was watching, possibly Guild Wars. He really liked Guild
My
Wars.
fucking god!
But yeah, so I get this huge rundown on the demon. In my head, I'm mentally taking notes because that's going to be like a fucking boss encounter in City of Heroes. I'm like, and I'm like, oh, like what's the demon's name? He goes, the demon has a dark name. Like, what? Just tell me it. Demon. Okay.
Dude, he hadn't crafted that bit of his identity yet.
He hadn't built out that more yet.
You're not letting this guy finish his OC. You're just keep
I
asking fucking questions.
He had this elaborate backstory prepared already, so I was like, oh, he surely has a name.
Names are hard, man.
As a DM, the name is always last.
Yeah.
Names hard.
But so that night we're all just like kind of fucking around the campsite. We're just like cooking stuff in the fire. Quiet Psychopath Scoutmaster's somewhere else. I think Flanders is, I don't know where Flanders is. And I remember looking at Jimmy, and Jimmy's not talking to anybody. He's just staring really, really intently into the fire. And one of the other kids walks up and is like, hey Jimmy, did you see Benny's newest Oblivion idol?
Oh my
and,
god!
And Jimmy looks up, he goes, we will all burn like this fire. And he goes like, okay, Jimmy, and just walks away. And then that night, I go to I go to sleep. Well, I'm trying to sleep, pardon me. And I'm in the cot, and I start hearing the whispering again, but this time it's more audible. And I'm starting to hear, kill. And I look over at him, and this time he's messing with his pocket knife.
No!
He's looking at it.
Oh my god! Oh, okay.
No.
It's like this. It's like a Gerber tool one. So he's like flipping it in and out. Has all these tools in it. He's going kill. Like, hey Jimmy, what's happening over there? He's going. The demon's getting stronger with every day. I might not be able to stop his powers by the time camp is over.
Oh my god.
And at this time, I'm more concerned because he has a knife, and now I'm like alone with him at fucking night. I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I sleep very lightly. The next day, wake up, he's already gone. There's now what looks like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like someone trying to make a crop circle in the fucking dirt by just dragging their foot all over the place.
Oh, I did that shit.
Yeah. And so there's weird, like, symbol shit all over our campsite and halfway on 501st because their scoutmaster's already screaming at them to sweep it up, blaming it on them. So I don't even know what was drawn. And then come to find out, we all start getting on Benny again. And he goes, it wasn't me. I sleep in my bare feet. It attracts the ducks. And we
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
He had been stomping his feet in catfish bait to try and attract ducks. Catfish bait smells terrible, by the way.
But
Yeah.
what?
It smells like so awful.
Yeah, and so we see his fucking horrendous feet. And we're like, oh, but then we look at the marks on the ground. I'm like, oh, this is, you could kind of see like a shoe pattern in some of them. And so we pulled a fucking glass slipper with one of Benny's shoes, and we're like, oh, these feet are bigger than Benny's. And like
God.
I believe he has not worn shoes for the past few days. So who's fucking doing this? And then Jimmy's like, "It is a warning. The demon will awaken soon."
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
And it's like, oh, okay, this is fucking Jimmy's been doing this. What is it culminating in? And so, same story, walking back again that night. Like, so Jimmy, what's this demon thing? What's this going to be about? He goes, "I'll show you in the journal when we get back." And so he hands me the journal. I'm like, what? Well, what page is it? It's on every page, the story. The story was mostly intelligible. Like, it was not legible. I couldn't tell what it was. I could make out the stabbings. There was the giant corpse pile, which had been there for like fucking months already. It was all the same shit. There were some new pages, and those were the alarming ones. Those are the ones showing stick figures like stabbed in their beds.
Oh.
And I was like, this is kind of weird. And he's like, "Don't worry, I have the demon contained. He is
Wasn't
too
he?
busy."
He literally said the demon was about to be uncontained.
Well, now it's contained. And I asked him why. And he goes, "Because the demon's a movie star and he has to film tonight."
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my
Dude, You gotta
God.
get your
Jimmy
fucking
fucking rocks.
story straight, buddy.
This is
Jimmy.
the weirdest OC I've ever heard of. Like,
Jimmy,
holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
but then
oh,
that night-
man.
He's too
I
busy
hear-
filming American Beauty.
Dude, I would not want to.
Yeah, but-
I don't know if I could sleep with him after that shit.
This is where it changes, because that night I hear like,
Oh, no.
like the creaking sound of someone getting up, and I look. He's now sitting on the edge of his bed with his knife out, whispering to
No.
himself, and now he's staring at me.
No.
And I,
I
look
mean-
over again, and I'm like, "Hey, Jimmy, what's going on tonight?" He's like, "I'm not sure, but I think it's getting stronger." I barely sleep that night. I do not sleep until he does.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, this is the Wednesday was like a parents' day or something, since like there would be younger scouts there, and that's when parents show up.
Oh my god, what is
And so thankfully,
Worried.
his mom, pardon me, shows up. My dad shows up. A few of the other parents like show up. Because my dad fucking loves the scouts. He's just there to fucking fuck with people because he's a prankster. And I'm like, "Hey, Dad, there's something really fucking strange going on with Jimmy." And he's like, "Oh, Jimmy? Of course there's something strange going on with Jimmy. You know, he's not right." I'm like, "No, Dad. This is different." And so I'm like, there's something really weird about him. Like, he's talking to the devil and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, he's been doing that for months. You know, he's just trying to get attention because he's weird." I'm like, I know, but this is like different. And so I now realize the fucking predicament I'm in is that like he's being really, really fucking strange, but that's expected of him. That's just how he's been.
I mean, obviously, as a child, you don't like. It's harder to like rationalize what would get people's attention. But did you not think
Yeah.
to like mention the whole knife part?
See, I did. I was like, he's like messing with his pocket knife, and he's like, that was the one part where he's kind of like, that's a little weird. He's like, I'll talk to his mom about it. And so he talks to his mom, and his mom talks to him, and they have a little meeting with me, my dad and his mom.
Oh God.
And they're like, "Yeah, so it's like, what exactly has he been saying to you?" And I gave him the vague parts of the demon I could remember. And she's like, "Yeah, I'll be honest. When I was talking to him, he seems different than when he usually is at
Oh
home."
no.
Oh my God.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's strange."
No.
And then that night in the campsite,
God.
one of the kids fucking screams, and we all run over, and he's like, someone pranked me. And there is a dead fucking copperhead snake on top of his
Oh my god.
What the
on top
fuck?
of his sleeping bag.
That's not a
Oh
prank.
my God.
Not really. So we're just like,
Jesus.
what we found out later was that this had been in it turned out that Jimmy had not killed this animal himself. One of like the merit badge class leaders had killed it and was just like showing it to people like in the class, like, "Look what I killed in this bucket." And Jimmy had then grabbed that snake and taken it with him, like from the class. So he didn't kill this animal by himself. We found this out later though. Because they're like, "Oh, But at the time, it's
on the spot, you're just like,
yeah.
oh my god, this kid is just killing animals now.
I'm working my way up.
Oh god.
So we find this dead snake, and we're all looking at each other. The parents like, who did this? Blah, 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 blah. And then Jimmy goes, the time of the serpent is here.
Oh
the
my
demon's power will be awakened
Oh my
soon.
God.
Time of the serpent. Oh
And
my
so his
God.
mom tears his ass out yelling at him. But the thing is, he usually gets upset if you would yell at him. Instead, he has no fucking expression on his face.
Oh my.
And he's just staring her down. And she's like, you're going to be in so much trouble. And he goes, well, where my powers are at now, you can't really stop me.
Oh my god.
Dude.
It's worth mentioning that Jimmy's the kind of slow where he has the strength to go with it.
Oh no.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If his mom got physical with him, he would win. And so this became a situation where someone else's dad and her eventually had to drive him out of camp. But they tempted him with the promise of they were going to Wendy's, which worked wonders.
Oh, the demon hungers
Yeah.
for a baconator.
Yeah, the demon was also a big fan of the Dave's Double, apparently. But when I got the details
Will I get
after
a milkshake?
he was not back the rest of
No,
camp, which had its own
Cameron,
fucking.
he will get a milkshake. No one could stop him from getting a milkshake.
It's a frosty, actually.
One thing about this demon's thirst. A milkshake from Wendy's.
This is a
yeah.
defining moment.
They had read through his journal, and I had not seen the latest entry, which was the one where he was going to fucking stab me to death that night, and then go through tent by tent and do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yo, god
And
damn.
It turned out the reason for this was that I just happened to be the one who was closest because he was just going to go through he had it written down. He was just going to do it by proximity, basically. And I learned later after coming back and talking with my parents and stuff, since we just didn't see him again for camp.
Fucking god.
And my dad's like, yeah, so his mom was terrified driving him off because she said that he was just staring at her through the rear view mirror the entire drive.
What
And
the
so-
fuck?
So yeah, they took him to a mental hospital or something, got him checked out. It turns out he was very deep into schizophrenia. He's schizophrenic.
Holy shit.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, he could have acted on
That's
it. Oh,
so scary.
fuck.
Yeah. Which is why I said that, he was going through puberty because that kind of stuff doesn't, sometimes it won't manifest around that age.
Oh my
So,
god.
It's not a thing you think is possible.
Yeah.
And again, this was diagnosing him with schizophrenia back then. Who knows what it would be now, but he had a bad kind of mental illness.
Holy shit.
But it had been developing
That's
long enough on its own because he was already just kind of weird and slow.
And everyone would discredit
he-
him anytime he tried to get attention.
Yeah. Because he's talking about voices and how the voices are talking to him, but
Yeah, that sounds.
because of his slow brain interprets it as I do hear voices, but it's a British millionaire who's a movie star.
Yeah, it
Oh
sounded
my
like he
God.
manifested mental illness to some degree. And
I don't fucking
and like
know.
I mean, armchair psychology.
Let's
can
not.
go
Let's
fucking
not.
whatever.
Let's not.
No,
I mean, I'm exaggerating here, but what I do believe is that it probably has something to do with the amount of fucking just people rejecting it. It's the dude would go to further and further extremes to get that attention.
I have no
That's
clue.
so
I don't
Whatever
know,
it was,
sounded like a-
horrifying.
Sounded like a choice to me.
Oh my
no idea.
god.
Oh my
Whatever-
god.
Jesus.
whatever it was, I had no fucking clue. Even then, I didn't know what to make of it. Then I still don't know what to make
Well,
of it. But it was he had
in most
something going on.
cases- in
He
most
got a new
cases-
thing going on,
Oh,
but
no.
no one knew no one saw any sort of warning signs
He had a new-
my child is now suddenly acting
He had a
strange.
new groove.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, with people that have schizophrenia, usually they're the victims. About 99% of the time, so it's really sad. But oh my god, man!
Yeah, I mean, again, this
You
was
were
getting diagnosed with
fucking-
schizophrenia
God,
a decade
damn.
ago in
Yeah,
in the nearest mental facility to a mountain campsite.
oh,
But they're like, oh yeah, he He's not well at all. And it's very good you brought him here because he was on the cusp of having some kind of meltdown.
Oh my fucking god, that's so fucking scary.
Yeah, and we had no clue because he'd be acting semi-normally during the day, but like when the sun went down, like he'd still say the weird shit during the day, but then like when it got dark out, something different was going on there.
When it got dark out, it also went dark in.
Something
That's
like
what
that.
I mean, that just sounds like something he would
That's what
say.
The only thing that would subdue is hunger.
Yeah.
A double baconator with cheese.
That was just like one of the things that happened that week too.
Jesus.
Oh,
Like ultimately
man.
scout camp shit just continued and more wacky shit happened, but it was just like, oh yeah, midweek, remember when Jimmy and the demon got fucking exercised out to the Wendy's and are not with us anymore?
Oh my fucking god.
Patreon questions?
What? How did you just fucking move on like that? Jesus. Oh man.
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, unless you wanted to keep talking about other camp things.
Inspector Seb asks, "Whomst has awakened the ancient one?"
what?
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah,
Wait, is it actually?
yeah, it is.
Oh my god, dude, that's so horrifying. But yeah, to Patreon questions, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Holy
Sure.
fucking shit! I guess on the back burner for those other camp stories. I feel like I just heard like a sleepaway camp sequel like screenplay.
I'm
That
gonna
was
have the
fucking
worst fucking fever
insane.
dreams tonight.
I mean, in retrospect, it was just Jimmy was being fucking weird and he got taken away, so it didn't really affect the rest of the camp that much.
Yeah,
I was just learning in retrospect about it that was,
it's like whoa, my god.
So we're just
things
like, oh,
could've
what happened?
gone-
Jimmy's being really fucking weird, so his mom took him home.
I think I like this one. Jumbo Wumba asks, "What are some of the cringiest family members you have?" And I was just thinking of a way to bring up that my cousin was on Maury.
Oh.
Your
And,
cousin was on Maury.
My cousin was on Maury. And
Can
she
you
had a
explain
baby.
what Maury is for people who
Oh,
don't know?
Maury is a television
Yeah.
show where you go on and it's like Jerry Springer. It's all about like drama. Basically, Maury does like a paternity test to determine whether or not the dad is or is not the father.
It's that famous show that's like, are you the father?
Yeah.
Not the father. Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin was on Maury and she had a baby and the dude was not the father. And then she kind of sold the baby.
What?
Sold the baby.
What?
Well,
do
it was
you
like an adoption
mean?
thing. And essentially
Let's
they like
go.
the parents like paid her to like speed up the stuff for the adoption. So it was kind of like a weird gray area thing where they kind of ended up paying for the baby so they could have a baby.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. I'm so confused. But
I am
what do you mean?
lost.
What do you mean? What? How does it? They went on Maury.
My cousin went on Maury with like and she had a baby and the guy was not the father and there was like this big
Yeah.
like huge breakdown. So she ended up like being contacted by this family in the area and the family was like, hey, we're interested in adopting a baby, and she's been like looking for someone to not have to deal with this baby.
Okay. I got
Yes.
so.
No,
I
not
thought
on
you were
Maury,
talking
sorry.
about your
A separate
I thought
incident.
you were talking about your cousin
Selling the baby on Maury.
was selling.
She
yeah, I
sold
was like,
the
what
baby
fuck?
on Maury,
What
yeah.
the hell? That's not cringe. That's just insane. That's just insanity. Okay.
My uncle is also.
Christ.
I could go on forever. My
Yeah,
uncle
you
had
can-
like a,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a basement full of Mountain Dew piss bottles and wouldn't stop telling me about his vampire stories that he was gonna
I only
write.
met my uncle once for similar kind of strange reasons.
Are you not going to elaborate
course he
on
did.
that?
He's a very dense man. I'll say that he once killed a pregnant woman and her child
Oh,
Jesus fucking
Oh.
Christ.
That's
on accident, but somehow did not go to prison, and that's the kind of life he lives.
So cringe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's so.
Well, no, the
man.
cringe part was when he came the one time he visited our house drunk, uninvited. He began to sing cover bands of things he thought I would like. Like I was just a kid, and he was like singing like shows he thought I'd be into, but he was fucking the lyrics up. Just like a drunk man
God.
crawling through our yard going like, SpongeBob Squidward, SpongeBob Squidward.
Oh my god.
And my mom trying to hide me and my dad having to explain who the funny man was later. And that he, in fact, lives across the country and should not be here.
What?
Whoa.
Oh my god, dude, what? Christ. I don't know. I was just going to say my sister's cringe because she's racist. That's it.
What was the question again?
That's it. Who's the cringiest family member?
Family member.
Oh, I can't,
I was
can't
like-
fucking answer that.
Yeah. I feel the
My
same.
fucking family members all listen. I'll be shooting myself in the foot.
They all listen?
My grandma
Yeah.
stole my
This?
abyssal
Oh, man.
whip.
Yeah, my brother showed my mom
Although
the
I
podcast.
will-
It's over
Although
for me.
there is an answer to that question. Have fun, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's your dad, in it?
No.
It's the British demon, in it?
No.
It's the British demon. Oh my god, it's the British demon. Oh, oh
Maybe,
no.
maybe cut that actually. Maybe cut
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Maybe, hey David, maybe bass boost it.
Bass boost and had a ton of
So
reverb.
much that it's incomprehensible.
just manipulate it
My-
so that it sounds like I fucking black out.
Because
My cousins just got a new house, and upstairs they have like a little nook where there's like a bar, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of that." And my little cousin was like, "I'm gonna make it my anime corner,"
Cool.
my anime corner.
and
What
he
do you-
kept
what
just
does that
saying it
mean?
over and over again, trying to get me to react, and I was just,
Don't touch any
cringe.
socks in the anime
really
corner.
I really want to know what an anime corner is.
I
But I'm-
really don't.
Is it like
But
a
I'm-
reading nook, but
like
smellier?
yeah, or like one of those like otaku reading nooks, like at the fucking like in Japan, those fucking manga cafes.
He kept going, "What video games do you play? What video games do you play?" And I kept going, "Checkers." I played
Checkers
checkers.
for the Wii.
Warehouse and Logistics Simulator 2013.
I mean, this one's such an easy one, but someone asks, like, what's the worst story from a previous place of employment?
Oh,
think I already
man.
Okay.
I feel like I already
Yeah, I
talked
feel
about
like
mine.
that's like
That's like an episode.
but
I've got-
yeah, that's an entire
I mean,
episode. I already
Yeah.
talked
I
about
talked about.
mine.
I think I've talked about.
I've got so many.
I've talked about most of mine. I think.
I don't even know which one's the
Oh,
worst.
I have I have a really quick one. It's
I
not
do. I
the
do too.
worst.
Actually, tell yours.
It's not the worst, but this one time I was while I was this is like forever ago. I was working at McDonald's during like high school. And at the time I was not out, and I was working with somebody who was incredibly homophobic, and the slurs would
David,
never
you can
end.
just say it was me.
Yeah, dude, Corbin, why did you do that? It was so awkward for everyone. Either way, I was just making fucking burgers, and he was like, if one of those fucking F words would come by
David, you have to
around
pass.
here, I would not. Yeah,
I'm
but
giving,
I don't
I'm giving
understand.
David.
David,
I'm,
you want me to say it
David,
for
I'm
you?
giving you the
What?
pass.
Just beep yourself.
What? You're fucking. Shut up, breeder. No, he would be like, if one of those fucking homos came by the McDonald's and asked for a Big Mac, I would not give it to them. And I was like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Homosexuals do not deserve
dude,
the Big Mac. Now
that is
the
$1.99.
Big Mac
no. That's got to be the lamest, like,
That's-
homophobic, like,
I know, it was
action.
so-
Like, yeah, I'm gonna stop the gays from eating McDonald's.
Gatekeeping Big Mac.
No gay
Fucking
gets the Big
gatekeeping-
Mac.
It was so lame,
Yeah, bro,
but
you're doing so much.
he would just nonstop talk about like say random comments. Like we were just like, I don't know, I was fucking flipping burgers, and then he would have like a fucking brain aneurysm and think about something, and he'd be like, I would not kiss a man. And I was like, okay, nobody asked, dude. What the fuck do you want? He was just nonstop talking
That's
about
so
how not
funny.
gay he was. It was
David,
so
I think he was
fucking-
hitting on you.
Bro,
No.
I still think I'm not gonna kiss a guy. Would you kiss a guy? No, I'm not. I would never kiss you.
I'm not gay, dude.
No,
I'm
we're
not
not
gay.
gonna kiss.
Haha, I was
He'd
just
be like
kidding.
angrily staring at the lettuce that he's
if we were
putting
to
on
kiss
the,
right now, I'd hate it.
We were like
he would be pissed
dude,
and
it
he'd
was
just like
legit.
grab the tomatoes and
like-
throw them on the patty and he'd just be like,
I would not kiss a man. Like if you just like
Like,
passionately
you-
just
like-
like looked into my eyes, stared at me for a bit, and then like delicately pressed your lips
Squeeze-
against mine, I would like hate
maybe
it.
squeeze-
It'd be the worst.
I would fucking hate it. What if you,
in
what if
reality,
you
though,
tenderly
there's-
squeezed my ass? I would fucking hate it. Don't do that.
There's
I
only
hate
one
it
way
if
to
you
know that I
proposed
would
to me
like
under
it.
the Sakura cherry blossom tree. I'd fucking hate it.
I think we should kiss to find out if I'd actually hate it.
No, but,
No,
yeah,
but I know I'd
We should
hate it.
kiss to
I know I
prove
hate it.
That I'd hate it. I mean, I'll fucking show you. I'll
Yeah.
show
He
you how
would
much I
just-
hate
Look,
it. Do it right.
I'll throw up right
now.
off it.
like he would go to the wash, which is like the place where we would wash dishes and shit, and he would just be fucking cleaning up ketchup off of fucking whatever, and he'd just be like, those fucking gays. It was dude, it was just so
Dude
weird.
had a vendetta.
Maybe he misheard him.
Me,
He goes, "I'm fucking gays."
yeah,
Fucking-
he kept saying, I fucking love men, and I just didn't get it because I was the homophobic one.
Yeah.
He was saying, "I hate anal sex. It hurts."
You had like a
He had a
babble
bad
fish for
experience with his
homophobes.
last boyfriend. He was on a rough come down.
I think genuinely, probably my worst work experience is working for a construction company, and I would drive and bring stuff to construction sites, and so I'd have to stay late to make sure they had the things for the next day. And I'm driving in Houston, and it's like 6:00. I'm fucking exhausted because I've been working all day, driving down the freeway, going like 75 miles an hour, and just the car in front of me just swerves off the road. And the reason they swerved off is because there was a giant full fucking car engine in the middle of the highway.
Oh my god.
And I almost crashed into it going 75 miles an hour and had to like fucking fishtail my truck to swerve around it.
Oh man.
Legit saw my light flash before my eyes. Made it to the Home Depot and just started
What did
throwing
you see
up.
when your
Oh my
life left?
god. Me.
Just a bunch of cocks.
me.
Can't stop thinking about them cocks.
Actually,
You know how
shit,
it
there was
is.
that time I worked for Walmart for a week, but then I found out about the drug ring.
Fuck, that's an episode. That sounds like an
So
episode.
you ended up working there for longer?
No, that was a brief thing. It's not my worst job story, but it's definitely my briefest job.
Oh yeah.
I was in school, desperate enough to try to work for Walmart to get some cash flow, and
man.
that went differently.
Props on getting a job at Walmart. Apparently, they're very selective. ? Yeah, like
No.
no, dude.
no
I have
way.
heard that
No
like
way.
the
No way.
amount of people who apply to Walmart versus the amount of people who get hired is like way higher than normal.
That
No
must be
fucking
new then, because
way.
they had.
I mean,
when
yeah,
I
but
got
also
the job, they
Walmart-
said, by the
Okay.
way, 95% of our employees leave before they do their first 6 months. I went, really?
Shouts
That's
out
not
to
good.
retail turnover.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
gonna
to
be real.
do the fucking Walmart dance one
Oh,
time.
what's the Walmart?
I'm so
dance?
glad I
knew
worked
it.
night shift.
I fucking dude. When I worked at that McDonald's, it was a McDonald's in a Walmart, and in the morning when I would
Oh,
get,
you saw the
I
ritual.
saw them. I saw them do that weird fucking pact. It felt like a cult. It was so
Yeah.
weird, and I had no idea. I didn't know anything about it. So
I
was
didn't
just
either
kind of
until
like-
I worked there. And
Yeah.
so I worked there for night shift, but when I was like getting oriented,
Oh, God,
I came
dude.
during the day. I'm like, okay, this is our team exercise. We do the Walmart dance.
Oh my.
And they have
Yeah,
you
no.
sing this fucking
Oh, man.
song, and everyone does this dance.
Oh.
It's made.
It was
It's basically made to
so
break your
weird.
spirit. I think
It was.
I did
so
it once.
Weird.
I was like, oh, this is to make you actually feel like human garbage and keep working here.
Oh, for sure. Like I was just, dude. I was going to my job where I would clean the scrape the shit off of like
Yeah.
the oil fryer, and I felt like more of a human than they did while they were doing their little fucking jig. I was like, oh man,
The ones who you see genuinely enjoying the jig are the ones who love Big Brother now.
Just-
they're gone.
broken. They're
That is the
gone.
happiest time of their day.
Oh,
See,
God,
I have
it's
to say,
so
I
awful.
would have enjoyed doing the dance.
It's very different. It's sad
not-
because you
like,
look around while doing the
talking
dance,
about
you can
it-
see the people who are like they're gone and they love the dance. You see the people who are hanging in there for the paycheck.
Yeah,
There's
oh,
no
dude,
in
it's-
between. I'm sure.
It's horrendous. It's so bad. Oh,
It's like
man.
that was probably the. I mean, I have way better and worse retail stories from working in like a hardware place, but Man, that week at Walmart was fucking insane.
Walmart is just the place with all the weird stories. Because motherfuckers, everybody that works or goes to Walmart is just fucking nuts.
Well, yeah, hey, we're a retailer and we have an orientation video that says, by the way, here's why you don't need a union.
Woo!
That's how you get fired from Walmart immediately.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Are you for real?
You cannot say the word union.
If you want to get fired from Walmart, like if you're tired of working there, start talking about unions within earshot of somebody and you'll be gone immediately.
Wow.
They literally have you watch a video on how epic it is not to have a union, which to be
we
fair,
don't need a union, we are a family.
there are incredibly shitty unions that do take advantage, not like completely unnecessary. Retail is probably not one of those spheres.
No.
Because they make you watch a video where they go,
not.
the union kept taking my money and I just want to do more work at Walmart. like, there's no fucking way.
Okay, buddy. Oh,
I
No
can't
other
get
job
more
I've-
hours because I'm in a union. Wah, wah.
No other job I've worked anywhere, and I've worked strange places, has ever had anything like that. Even the
That
ones that
is-
didn't have unions didn't have a video that's like, here's why you shouldn't talk about unions.
Video games.
That
and,
is
I think I've
some
seen
fuck
3
shit
different
insanity.
non-union videos.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I worked at Shopco, GameStop, and Best Buy. I've seen 3 videos
GameStop.
on
Yeah.
those.
Best Buy.
Anti-union.
Oh my god.
Video
Yeah.
game developers
In all-
are
Okay,
also
but-
very much that way.
In all 3 of my jobs, like in the 7 years in retail that I worked at GameStop and Best Buy, I've had 3 separate Roachbox incidents.
Oh.
Cool.
I
Oh
love
God,
my
Spider
life.
Box.
Fucking love Roachbox.
I love Roachbox 360.
Oh my god.
Nowadays, Roach S4. There's got to be a better name for it.
It was the last one was a Roach S4.
Yeah, those are like really common these days, from what I hear. Because like apparently, like
soon it'll be a
the console-
Roachbox Series
Let's
X.
go. Yeah, I mean, I have like a boring real answer, which is that like I wasn't allowed to go home while working at Best Buy, despite having a 103-degree fever and having trouble standing up. But
That sounds right.
yeah,
that just sounds
like,
Dude,
and
they
at
wouldn't
one
let me
point-
go home when I worked there when my childhood cat died. And I was like, can I just take a half day? They were like, nobody else can work checkout, Brendan.
Yeah,
How do you expect anybody else
I
to
was
work
like
checkout?
stumbling and like barely walking, and like a customer asks, like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "No." And then I pick up a TV
Y'all
and bring
worked
it to
at
him. But like,
y'all
that's
worked
not
at
funny.
such shitty Best Buys.
No, that's just retail in general.
I know, but the Best Buy I worked at, it was like, if you just weren't feeling it, you could just
You
go
were a
Speaking of
lucky
Best
one,
Buy-
huh?
Yeah, that sounds fucking great, Corbin. I'm happy for you.
This is unreal.
I told you about the fucking the dude with the trash bags, right?
What? What do you
The
mean?
dude who brought in the bunch of phones, like in a
No?
big trash bag.
Yes. You told
I
it on the
feel like I
podcast.
have. Yeah, he brought in like
I don't think I was on that because that sounds pretty like to recycle or to sell or
he brought
No.
in, he had this massive garbage bag, like a 20-gallon one, full to the brim of smartphones of every make and model. And he brought them to the Samsung kiosk, and back whenever Best Buy had a Samsung kiosk. And he brought it in, he showed it to the employee, and he was like, I need you to scan every single one of these and
I remember.
format them. And
Okay, I
we're like,
remember
why
now.
the trash bag? And he says, because it's the only way the government won't be able to spy on me.
that sounds like a
No, I
great
remember. I
opportunity
remember.
to sell total tech support.
Oh my
Fucking hell.
god. Christ.
You're a bad person, Brendan.
I know I am. When I was at Best Buy, I was the top employee because I sold so many memberships and credit cards. It was insane. I was awful.
You were a record
Brendan.
setter for like one of the best. I was a record setter for one of the worst.
I worked checkout one day and I had a 30% a protection attach rate, which means 30% of the things that came through checkout that day, I sold them protection. I'm evil.
You want to know?
I
You
sold
wanna know-
$8 protection on a pair of $10 headphones. I am not a good person.
Oh my god.
See, I would do that to every single keyboard and mouse that I would sell. I would get with protection because I'd be like, hey, you get 2 years
Bring
of
it
protection.
back.
Bring it back after
Get
2
store
years.
credit.
And just get a new keyboard. That's what I do every 2 years.
Just replace it. Yeah, I did that, but for everything.
Smash it on your desk and then bring it back.
But you know they don't. The only things that they track now are your credit cards and total tech supports. They don't even care.
Well, yeah, but
about
you got to remember I was in customer service for 2 years, and that was the only thing they tracked
customer
was that
service
credit
does
cards.
not exist anymore.
Thank God. God bless.
No, it's so much worse.
I know. Now everybody has to learn to do returns.
Yep.
Listen. You don't understand. The 2 years I worked customer service at Best Buy were the worst 2 years of my entire life.
That is not
yeah.
the experience I had.
I swear to God.
Dude, I had to deal with like every single appliance issue, every single like major like sales issue. I had to fix everything. And managers would literally grab me off of checkout mid customer interaction, like in Cameron's story, but they just pull me off and be like, Brendan, somebody messed up this appliance order. I need you to fix it, because we had an old system that only I knew how to use when the old lady wasn't there.
Dude, I think what I'm realizing is that we need to stop
Fucking
recording
hell.
podcasts where Corbin, Brendan, and I are all on, because it just becomes the
you
Best
just
Buy
talk about-
podcast every
You
fucking
just
time.
talk about Best Buy.
It's a problem. And somebody talks about it and I want to talk about it.
Let's talk about one last question. How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
You didn't have a question, did you?
No, I'm
Did you have one?
I'm trying to move.
You didn't have a question? You laid us out
don't know.
for
How
to go
about
into
you
another
find
question
one?
and you didn't
David,
have
you
one.
know what
What?
would be king shit is if you end the podcast after that segue and silence and there's just no next question. It just hits to the
It just
fucking
ends.
music.
It just
People
ends.
think it's a genuine mistake.
Yeah,
Dude, people are gonna ask. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Fuck it.
it's funny.
Fuck it. I'm gonna do that.
You know what would be
Whatever.
really
Yeah, we
good?
ended.
One more question.
what?
Boom, doo, 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 you know.
Yeah, I just like
End it
there's
after
just, like-
Julian explains the bit. End it
Oh,
after.
fuck you, dude. That's so much worse. Fuck off.
No, and end it right now, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's
Fuck, I
do-
forgot. That was the same camp where we took the Snorlax hostage.
So, that was a fucking episode, huh? This episode would not have been possible without the help from our top patrons, such as Air109, Alan Diver, Ben Chrismanic, Bike, Beer, Bongo Crust, Boopaloo, Brobly, Caffeine Addicted Chemist, Chris Chapman, Christian B, Desrick Gothroy, Dreams of Ice, Ducky Madness, DX Studios, Ethan, Eric Scott Gillies, Fang Jade, Generic Phoenix, Handsome Destiny, Harry Norris, Hater115, Inspector Seb, Inverted Van Man, Jeff Smith, John with a B, Leo the Geotech, Loudon Woodworth, Matt, Mellow Wolf, Notoriety, Ryan Rankin, Schizo Lingvo, Sen Maoto, Shantanu Batia, Smaggle, Snake Asylum, Teague, The Big Gay, The Snack Salotl, Travis Vapes, Trevor Wood, Winnie Rab, Will9455, William Oliver, Winchester Curse, Zora Curl, and thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.